What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hey, I'm Lauren, and on my channel we talk about all things personal finance, including my family's own journey to pay off six-figure student loan debt. So if you want to see more videos like that from me, then make sure you hit that red subscribe button down there. Today's video is kind of a part two. It stands on its own, but yesterday I posted a video about how to set up an annual budget, and so today we're going to talk about how to set annual financial goals based on your annual budget. The spreadsheets I'm using in today's video are linked in the video description. They are my spreadsheets that are available for purchase in my Etsy shop. They come with detailed video tutorials, and they also are instant downloads to Google Sheets. So as long as you have a Gmail account, you can use them without having any programs, and you can update it on any device that you have, your phone, your iPad, your laptop, whatever you use. All right, so let's take a look at the budget. This budget is an example budget. It's not necessarily realistic or recommended, but it's just I put in some numbers so we have something to work with. So in this example, we've got gross income. This version uses the gross income. I do have a net budget spreadsheet. If you purchase my budget spreadsheet, you get both versions, so whatever you prefer to use, you'll have both. So this one's using the gross. We've got taxes and insurance, pay yourself first, which is savings and retirement. We've got the debt section, fixed expenses, and sinking funds. And then all the way down at the bottom, you can see left to budget is 0 because we've balanced this annual budget, and today we're gonna kind of play around with the numbers and see what it would look like if we moved things around. So when setting annual financial goals, there's kind of 3 things that I look at. One is what percentage of your money is going towards financial goals versus expenses. 2, how much are you putting towards saving and investing? And 3, how much is going towards debt payoff? So if you are debt free, then that doesn't apply to you. If you are only focusing on debt and you don't want to put anything towards saving, investing while you're paying off debt, that's okay too. But for me, that's the way I think about it, kind of big picture. Those are the 3 categories that I focus on. So first of all, percentage to financial goals. So that would be how much money are you putting towards anything that isn't just expenses. So how much are you putting towards this pay yourself first section, and how much are you putting towards debt? So let's see where this budget is at right now percentage wise based on how it's currently set up. Okay, if you do command, it's command on a Mac, I don't know, I think it's option on a PC, but you can highlight these 2 cells and it'll sum it for you. So down here you can see the total of those 2 cells is $15,660. So right now we've got $15,660 going towards financial goals this year on a total income of $72,000. So if we take $15,600 divided by 72,000, we get 0.21666666. So that is 21.6 or 21.7%. Now, it's not my job to tell you whether that is a good percentage or not. It's really based on your goals. Some people who are trying to retire early want at least 50% of their income going towards financial goals. Other people might feel like 20% is too high. They don't really want to be putting that much of their money towards financial goals. So whatever is right for you is right for you. That's a really personal decision. For 2021, our family chose 40%, and I think we're gonna hit that. So just to kind of give you a gauge of where it is, obviously the more money you make, the easier it'll be to hit a higher percentage, because if you only make, you know, $50,000 a year, it's really hard to live off of $25,000 because that $25,000 includes taxes. So you're not even living off $25,000, you're living off of less than that. But if you make $200,000 a year to live off 50% of your income, that's 100 grand. You still have to take taxes out of there, but that's a huge difference. So keep in mind that higher your income is, the easier it is to hit those higher percentages of savings rate or money towards financial goals, because a percentage of a higher number is going to give you a bigger number, if that makes sense. So let's say that this family really wants to put at least 15% towards retirement, and not just savings and retirement, but retirement. So right now we've got these 2, so I'm going to highlight those. You can see the total is $8,400. So $8,400 divided by 72,000 is 11.7%. So right now they're not quite at 15%. So they need to increase the amount going to retirement quite a bit in order to hit that. So how do they do that? Well, it's either by one of 2 ways, either decreasing expenses in other areas or making more money. So maybe they'll do a combination. Maybe they'll say, okay, let's try to bring in an extra $100 a month or $200 a month or $300 a month through a side hustle or a second job or something like that. And that will help make up the difference. And then maybe they say, let's see if there's other places we can cut. Maybe we can get rid of these subscriptions that are costing us $360 a year and put that money towards retirement instead. Or maybe groceries can get cut by 50 bucks a month or something like that. So you can look at what your budget looks like in spending like the ideal amount in every category. And then from there you analyze and say, okay, how much is going to retirement? What percentage of our money is going towards financial goals? And are we happy with how that looks? And if not, what adjustments can we make? So then as you go into the year and you start spending money, you don't then get surprised a few months in or halfway in thinking, well, you know, I'm not spending that much, but I'm also not hitting my financial goals. Like, why is that happening? You're not going to be confused as to why you're getting the results you're getting, because you'll have laid it all out and made intentional decisions. So I'd say the 3 things that I look at are total percent to financial goals, percent to savings or retirement, which I call pay yourself first, and then percent to debt. So we talked about the first 2. So for debt, they have $6,060 going towards debt. So $6,060 divided by 72,000, that's 8.4% to debt. And that may be good for them. They may feel good about that. But if they really want to hustle and become debt free, then that isn't going to get you there very fast. And you may want to put more like 10 or 15% of your money towards debt. So there may be things that they can do in their budget to improve the situation. There may be things they can cut out. They maybe can get their cell phone bill down a little bit or their car insurance down a little bit, get rid of subscriptions. But there's really only so much you can do with cutting expenses. Really the best way to make more financial progress is to increase your income. So that's probably what I would more focus on for them if debt payoff was a really big priority and financial goals in general were really big priority. Instead of just trying to cut back expenses, I would really focus on trying to make more money and not taking on any new debt, because that's gonna totally blow up your plan. All right, the other thing I wanted to show you guys is I have an annual financial goal tracking spreadsheet. So once you've done your budget and you've kind of set your numbers for everything, if you want to be able to follow along throughout the year and analyze your progress on those 3 things I talked about, then I'd recommend using my annual financial goal tracking spreadsheet. I do videos every single month showing you guys my progress using the spreadsheet. So I put all the numbers over here. So let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Okay, so this is the annual financial goal tracking spreadsheet. So this is as if it's all filled out for the year with all the income and everything. But you know, this is what I do with my own. I kind of, you know, put together the projections, and so I can set all of my goals in this column, and then I erase all the numbers and actually fill it in as I'm going throughout the year. So you can see here, $6,000 a month of income, and then we've got the different, you know, pay yourself first or retirement and savings goals, which are the 401k, the Roth IRA, and the emergency fund. Those are the same things that they had in this pay yourself first section of the annual budget. And then over here, we've got the same debts, the credit card, the car loan, the student loan, and any extra payments. And so you can set all of your annual goals for these numbers. And then as you're going throughout the year, you can see how close you are to accomplishing them. Because especially if you're trying to work on multiple financial goals, like even if you're skipping this whole section of savings and retirement, and you've got a bunch of debts, and you also want to put a certain percentage of your money towards your debt, then this is a great spreadsheet to use, because you can keep track of all the progress you're making on your different debts, the different ones you're paying. Maybe you pay one off, you know, halfway through the year, like in this example, the credit card gets paid off, and then you've got extra money you're putting towards another debt, and so you're targeting, let's say, the car loan next. And so you can see your progress on how much money you've paid to each of your debts throughout the year, and make sure you're on track to hit all your goals. So if you get extra money in a month and you see you're behind on one of your goals, then you know you really need to throw the money towards that goal and not just like spend it on something fun to treat yourself. So this shows you, you know, each month what percent you are towards accomplishing these goals. So, you know, I have all the numbers in there, but for example, if you've, you know, we finished June and we've made these payments and we see our goals here and we see we're 50% of the way there, 50% of the way through the year, then we know we're on track. And then the other thing that I like to look at the spreadsheet for is right down here, this percent to savings and debt and expenses. So again, like I talked about, there's 3 things I like to look at, and the first one is what percent of your money is going towards financial goals. So this spreadsheet tracks that really nicely, and you can see, you know, each month what you're you're doing for percentages. You know, are you ahead? Are you behind? And then it will also tell you year to date where you're at. So maybe you're behind a couple months, but then you're way ahead other months, but you're averaging out to the percent you're trying to hit for the year. So those are the types of things that I look at when I'm setting my financial goals. Again, I feel like doing this annual spreadsheet, the annual budget spreadsheet, is so important, because if you don't have a big picture sense of what your year is going to look like, then it's really hard to set financial goals realistically that you can hit. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job of setting financial goals. Any goals we've set, we've pretty much hit or exceeded, with the exception of this year when I quit my job mid-year and my income dropped drastically, but I adjusted our goals then, and based on my calculations of what we could do, I think we're gonna hit or exceed almost all of our goals still. So, you know, some things we can't predict, like if you decide to quit your job or change jobs or, you know, something like that. But overall, it's so important to track your financial goals, because then when you see the progress happening, it's super motivating and you're working towards something. And if you don't set goals and you're just kind of like letting it happen, especially if you're in a bad position where you've got six-figure student loan debt like us, or just a lot of debt compared to how much income you have coming in. Like if your total debt is higher than your annual income, it's kind of a problem. Like you're kind of in a tough position and you're gonna have to push to get yourself out of it. Right now our total debt is like $290,000 and we bring in closer to $200,000 a year. So our total debt is like 1.5 times what our annual income is. So that's kind of, again, another metric that I like to look at is what is your total debt compared to your total income. Do you make in a year the amount that you have in debt? And I'm not including the mortgage, I'm saying non-mortgage debt, because if you have a mortgage, you could sell your house at any point and that debt would go away, unless you're underwater. But right now the housing market's up so much, nobody should really be in that position. So those are the metrics I like to look at. I hope you guys found this helpful for setting your own financial goals. Again, if you like the spreadsheets that I showed you, they will be linked in the video description. They are available for purchase in my Etsy shop. I hope this video motivates you to get going on your budget. If you're watching this close in time to when I post it, it's December. It's time to start thinking about your goals for 2022, for next year, and get your budget set up for the next year. So I hope you guys find this motivational. I hope you're gonna sit down and do it if you haven't done it already, and I'm doing it as well. In fact, my next video is going to be me showing you our annual financial budget, and then after that, I'll be posting a video on our financial goals for the year. So watch out for those videos. I'm looking forward to sharing those with you, and I'll see you guys soon in my next one. Bye.